Hey everyone, we get lots of questions here at FitMD about what to do on different health matters. And one of the ones we've been getting a lot lately is about semaglutide, right? People are always asking us, it's all the rage, whether it's semaglutide or one of the other GLP-1s. People want to know a lot of things about them, but one of the specific things is, what do you eat when you're on semaglutide or Tirzepatide or any of these other GLP-1s that they're talking about even development now in the experimental phase? I'm Dr. Jim Hoven. You've seen me on some of the videos. It's such a great treat to be able to go through some of this stuff with you. But today I have with me our weight loss clinical director and excellent partner in weight loss, Donielle Montoya. Donielle, you're hearing a lot about this too, right? About the GLP-1s, the semaglutide, and the diets that people eat. What do you get asked and what do you say?
So it's a great question because there's always the myths versus the truths. And so the myths that you hear is that if you're on a GLP-1, that you're going to lose all your muscle, you're going to change the way you eat, your cravings, all those types of things. So one of the most important things when you're on a GLP-1 is how to eat. And so I recommend a certain number of macronutrients. Really
Can you
pretty
define
simple.
macronutrients for people? That might be a new term.
Yeah, so macronutrients would be like what is your percent of protein, what is your percent of carbohydrates, and what is your percent of fats. Those are the three that I focus on. You can go in deeper with sort of vitamins and minerals and things like that.
Micro.
Yeah, those are your micro. Your macros, I pretty much focus on protein, carbs, and fat. So typically if you have a tool like MyFitnessPal or something like that, you can put it in and it'll just do that percentage for you. As always, when you're gonna track something like that, you put the food in before you eat it, not after you eat it. Because if you put it in before, at the beginning of the day, your day is prepped, you know what you need to eat, and you kind of know what those percentages are.
Yeah, I want to take time out there.
Okay.
That is such a huge point because what a lot of people do is reactionary measuring. Whereas what you're talking about is if you'll put what your intentions are and your plans are to eat, not only will it help you stay on track, but check this out. It's going to tell you if your macros are what you think they are. Oh, I'm going to throw in a pizza, a protein bar, a glass of milk, and a burger. And if you put that in after the fact,
Correct.
you can't undo some of the mess ups, right? That's what you're saying by putting it. That's a brilliant tip. That is gold for you if you're on any kind of diet, but especially how that creates with semaglutide. In fact, can you speak to a little bit about semaglutide and what people feel and what they want to eat, different types of food and how that interacts when you're on the medication?
Certainly. With that medication, because what it does is it slows down your gastric emptying. So we know that once you eat that food sort of stays with you longer. Again, it kind of goes back to sort of what you've read and what you've heard. So you hear people talk about, oh, I feel really, really sick, or I feel this on this medication. Well, a lot of it has to do with how you're eating. So if you're eating a really high fat diet, or you're eating really greasy foods, or even things, acidic foods is a really big one. That food's going to take a lot longer to go through your system. So whatever you eat, it's going to stay with you a lot longer.
And are you thinking acidic? People will think of acidic food as fruits, oranges, that kind of stuff. But are we talking acidic, like
I'll tell you what, like
versus?
No, more like marinara, right? Red sauce, anything with tomatoes, things like that really tend to get people with a lot of garlic, onions, anything with a really strong thing. Think about when you have heartburn, right? Oh, I ate this and it's sticking with me for a long period of time. Well, yes, because this food is literally sticking with you for a long period of time because it's slowing down that gastric emptying.
So you're getting more exposure to that zesty stuff.
Yeah. Alcohol is another one. People ask me all the time about alcohol. Can I drink alcohol on this? Well, I'm always going to say no, because you're not going to drink alcohol. It shuts down fat burning. But if you were to choose alcohol, if you drink a red wine versus a white wine, huge gastric upset with GLP-1s versus a white wine might kind of go into your system a little bit better because the red wine is so acidic.
Got it.
Right? Things
what
like
about
that.
Beer compared to liquor and that kind of stuff?
And again, it's always how you feel on it, but because I always have to say no alcohol is better. But the beer has such a bloating feeling that you're already feeling bloated because this food stays with you so much longer. It's going to make you probably feel worse.
And when we're looking at the word satiety, for if that's a new word for you, it's basically when you feel satiated, when you feel full.
I always say when you feel satisfied.
Or satisfied,
Yep, you're just
satiated,
satisfied.
Yeah. When someone's on semaglutide or Tirzepatide, is the feeling of that from what you're hearing from your patients, does it happen sooner when they eat? Do they still feel really hungry, but no matter what they eat, they're going to feel the same thing? If they eat a thing of tuna, a thing of chips, or they can only eat this much pizza, like is it the same thing no matter what they eat, or does it change?
Yeah, so it's funny because it takes that satiation or satisfied, you're just sort of, I kind of describe it as sort of like, bleh. You're hungry. Like you're like, I am really hungry. You go to eat, you eat a couple bites and you're just kind of, I'm good. right?
Yeah.
You still crave things, you still are hungry, you still have those things, but you're just kind of, right? Like, I'm good, a couple bites, I'm good. Because you just get that sense of satiation, like you said, a satiety very soon once you start eating.
And do you find that as someone's been on the medication for a period of time, I know that in our clinic, we are very, very careful to make sure that the doses are they start small and they work up to help, number one, prevent a lot of that kind of yucky feeling.
Yeah.
But number two, you don't want to give anyone anything more than what they need to get what works, right? And so if someone has been on a lower dose and then goes on a higher dose, do they find that they eat less? Is it a proportional thing? Or if they stay on a lower dose for a long time, will that feeling of I want to be hungry, will it last a little bit? Can they eat more, or does it really matter?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we do start you at a low dose for many reasons. One, this medication has a very short half-life, so it actually takes a while to kind of build into your system. So when you give someone kind of that bolus of that medication right away, they're going to be sick. They're going to feel miserable, and it's not the right way to lose the weight, right? You hear about people all the time talking about, oh, I just lost all this. I lost it so fast. It's not meant to lose fast. It's, slow and steady wins the race here. So one, it has a very short half-life, so you have to kind of build this medication up into your system, which is really important. And then secondly, we want the symptoms to sort of be at bay. Like, we don't want that to happen. And then lastly is we want to see where your body reacts the best. Where is your sweet spot? Okay, so for example, if I start you on a low dose and you're like, okay, I feel a little bit of satiation, I'm pretty good. And then after about a couple of weeks, you're like, wait a minute, I'm actually able to eat a lot more. Then we potentially kind of increase that dose. So it's really sort of finding that sweet spot of what puts you in that kind of fullness and good to be able to create the weight loss.
And so hopefully you've gotten a lot from this video, because look, if I'm summarizing all this up, and Donielle's done a great job today of sharing a lot of the things that she's experiencing with the tons of people that we have, that we're working with on a daily basis, who are taking these with great success, feeling okay, and getting great results. But if I'm summarizing this up, I'm saying, look, basically, you want to make sure that you're with someone that knows how to dose it correctly. Because if you have an incorrect dose, you can have a really poor response. In fact, you want to be with someone in a clinic like ours. What we really focus on is making sure you're a candidate for a GLP-1 in the first place, because not everybody is. So that should go without saying, safety first. But then also understand what you should be eating, when you should be eating it, and not just let this be an excuse to eat bad food, because it's going to tell you and you're not going to like it. And so having a coach involved, having someone like Donielle and our team to make sure that it's going the way that you want it to go, so you get the best results in the quickest time, that's what this is all about. But like she said, slow and steady wins the race. You might have more questions on this. We just wanted to give you a quick little blurb on some of the things that we're hearing, right, that we get asked every day. And so hopefully this was helpful. If you have questions, you can reach out to me at drjim@fitmdusa.com. And for Donielle, for you, how would they get connected with you?
Donielle@fitmdusa.com.
This has been really fun. If there's anything that you guys want to hear about in regard to this or any other part of the health and wellness space, we will be happy to do more of these kind of things for you. Give us feedback. And by the way, share this with people that might need to hear it, because I promise you, they are going to get so much from it. So please, 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 if you have any feedback, we're open for it. Until next time, keep doing good things.